Okay, now.
All right, welcome to the Sports Page Pundits.
Welcome. How you
Welcome.
doing,
We've
sir?
got today. It is the Kahulik and the Sooner Thrawn show.
Yeah,
Keeper,
they're letting us try to try to make this go because the experts, I guess, are on the vacation or something. So.
yeah, Keemer is in a very fancy place right now. I'm not quite sure where show's at, but Keemer is somewhere very fancy right now, and I'm a little bit jealous of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But here we are. So welcome to the Sports Page Pundits. I'm going to go ahead and go to us here a second. For some reason, I just had the title on there for too long, but
That's
welcome.
probably a better, prettier picture than us anyway. So.
Yeah, probably. You're
What's up,
probably
Tim?
right. Probably right.
Well, how are you, man?
All right. Well, we are going to go over the Super Bowl. We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah. We had a
Super
little
Bowl
game
recap,
Sunday. Yeah,
and so I've got my thoughts. Sooner you'll have your thoughts. But essentially, what happened is I predicted the Super Bowl wrong. The
I did too.
Kansas City Chiefs won 25-22. Actually, I got very close to winning a bet because of that score, but we'll later more on that later. But yeah, so Kansas City are the world champions, the Super
Yep,
Bowl champions. So,
yep.
Sooner, what are some of your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I thought it was the Niners' turn, and I picked them, and it as usual, the Niners have they've been close. Kyle Shanahan's is now starting to get that little bit of that label of he's not closing the final chapter. I mean, he's a really good coach, but it's now happened a few times. That's the third time that he's kind of been ahead going into a fourth quarter of a Super Bowl, either as the head coach or obviously the Atlanta one was just ridiculous. The 28-3 in the third quarter, and then the last two ones he was ahead, I believe, going into the fourth for the Chiefs. And so I know that's a tough one for him, the Niners, and not sure if I would have blamed it on, but he fired his DC. I don't really think it was his fault,
Yeah.
but it was a good game. And what do you think?
Yeah, kind of on the lines of what you said. I should have saved this earlier, but if I do my due diligence, I would have. But I exactly talking about Kyle Shanahan's record, not only just Kyle Shanahan's, but San Francisco's record of getting close, but that's it.
Yeah,
So they're the NFL playoff version of close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, right? So
yeah. I mean, that used to be not the case. Every time they got to, they won. But since the last time they won it in '94, they've not been able to. They've gotten to several NFC title games and a few Super Bowls, and they've not been able to close it out.
yeah, and you're exactly right, and that's kind of why I thought along with you, which with what you said is I thought it was their year. I thought they were going to do it. It's just one of those things where they had all the weapons. I thought they had a good enough defense, and honestly, it was a very big defensive game until about the fourth quarter, I'd say.
Yep.
And so, but Kansas City's defense showed up too.
Yeah, I
So
did. Yeah.
so that kind of blew my mind, and but I do think that's pretty much why Kansas City stayed in the game. And if you let Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes stay in the game, they're going to bite you. If
Yep.
you let
Yeah. Yeah.
them within striking distance, they are going to bite you.
I mean, the Chiefs were much different this year, much better defense than they've been in recent years, and they had to be because their offense was had a lot of issues off and on throughout the season. But
I
the
agree.
defense kind of keep them around. And I wonder what, I mean, Tyreek Hill, he left, and everyone, they won 2 Super Bowls and he left. I don't know what he thinks about that, but just the great
Yeah.
coaching. And I guess we're still waiting to hear what Andy Reid's going to do. Again, I've been saying I thought he'd retire, but he hasn't said nothing yet. So I guess we'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, he obviously he still could, but I think we'll probably find that out, if you will, because surely enough, he would do that before the draft, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If
And
he
we
was
got
going
to
to
say,
retire.
real quick to just thoughts and prayers for the people at the parade. That was just horrible. That happened. What was that, yesterday? I believe, or yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
that was
yesterday
Monday, I
or
believe.
Monday. Yeah, that was just awful. They celebrating, and I haven't really seen. Can't remember something like that happen at a celebration too often. So
Yeah.
I just those guys that tackled the guys, man, those guys deserve cheap like season tickets or something because they were some heroes.
Yeah. So bringing that up, I'm really glad you gave that shout out. Per BBC, so one person has died, 21 people were wounded in a shooting in Missouri at the very end of the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade. So
Yeah,
it's
that's bad.
that's terrible, and I'm so sorry that happened.
I know.
We just can't have anything good nowadays, I guess.
I know. I saw the video. The guys chasing them down. So guys deserve something because they probably saved some more people.
Yeah. And I'm reading here, per this BBC article, more than 800 police officers were already on the scene for the
Jeez,
parade.
800.
Yeah, it said more than 800 officers were already on the scene to monitor the parade. So not in response to shooting, but they were already there. So
Just wow. I mean, that's I don't know how you ever thought you were going to get away from there. Maybe they didn't care. But,
well, 3 individuals were arrested, so
yeah, there's no way.
they can get away, it sounds like.
Well, no, not with 800 cops. No.
Yeah, so yeah, and we could ask why they do that, but why do criminals do anything, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So it's definitely one of those sad things. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, thanks for that call out, soon. Yeah, definitely good thoughts and prayers to those folks and the victims and the families of the victims. So
Absolutely.
but yeah, so anyway, where do you think when do you think when in the Super Bowl did you kind of see the tide turning? I mean, I know when in overtime and it was pretty much close and all that, but when did you see the tide turning there, Sooner?
Well, I think the crazy thing that he hadn't done all year when the guy missed the extra point. I mean, I think that was, if I remember right, maybe his first one he missed all season. Unless I'm wrong, I think it was. Um, and he just hit it low. Like that wasn't even really. I don't know what happened on that because it was just a terrible kick by the guy, and the guy didn't hardly do anything. And that made it to where, oh boy, they now can tie it. We all know you give Mahomes a little bit of extra,
Yeah,
and he finds a way to, because if they had to go, if he makes it, having to score a touchdown, that's harder. It would have been
right.
you don't know. I mean, you have to be it's more, but just crazy. I mean, Purdy played a really good game, and he made some big plays. He didn't have to be spectacular, but he made some big plays. And I mean, the kicker hadn't missed one all year, and he kicks it. It's like I don't know. But that was a big play. That kid right there, I was like, that is going to be a problem down the road.
Yeah, well, without we can always play the what if game, right? But if Moody's extra point in the fourth quarter wasn't blocked, the game never would have gone into overtime.
Yeah, it's either a win or loss by one of
Yeah,
the two. And
and
it just,
that's I mean, you could say a bunch of different things about that. Then they would have said, well, then Kansas City would have tried to go for a touchdown, right, and
sure.
everything like that. But and may have gotten it and won it that way. But yeah, the really, I mean, the fact remains if that hadn't been missed, blocked, then it would have never gotten
And it
overtime.
really was not a I mean, I was all in the kicker. I mean, it wasn't like the
Mhm.
line let someone through. It was just a poor, low extra point. And
Right.
I mean, I don't know what happened on that. That's just I don't know how a guy hit 68 or whatever he did, and then he
Yeah.
just hit it wrong. I mean, the guy didn't really have to do a lot.
Just went really bad. Yeah, I would agree with that, and I'm probably going to use that as kind of a turning point as well. When he missed or that didn't get that extra point, that just kind of summed it up on what was going to happen in my opinion. Of course, I didn't know, and it went into
Yeah,
overtime. Slate clean, but
kind of seemed
um,
until then. It kind of the game had kind of slowly flowed the Niners' way. It just seemed like the Chiefs had had a couple bad turnovers, and they were they weren't just clicking on offense, and it seemed like when the Niners got that touchdown, I really thought that I think it's going to go their way. I know you had
yeah,
Mahomes to go, but it seemed like that felt like that was the one that. But then they missed the extra point. I was like, oh no.
yeah. Well, and something I wanted to talk about here. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. But one thing that I definitely wanted to talk about, now that we're kind of on that subject, just kind of want to share this. So, this is, in my opinion, in overtime, right after San Francisco made that field goal.
Hmm.
To me, this their defense, I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're doing, but in my opinion, that 4th and 1, I don't know how you don't account for Patrick Mahomes running the ball. I mean, in my opinion, they're going to design that play
Yeah.
for Patrick Mahomes run. So here's the play I'm talking about. Here's the field goal, and then here comes that 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
They
Oh yeah,
stop him
that's
on
right.
4th and 1.
Yep. And it's 4th and 1, and then, it's you
And
stop
so
them, you
then
win the
right
game.
here,
Yeah. I mean,
see,
it's just
so I'm just pausing it right here. I see so many people that didn't look 65 right in the middle. He's not even doing anything.
nobody. I mean, like Mahomes is the most likely to make the play, and nobody took him.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. I don't know why all these defenders were so far off the line, especially when you got Kelsey coming out to the
Yeah.
right with the blocking look, right?
Yeah. I mean, they
And
weren't.
you just leave that wide open for Patrick Mahomes to run up
Yeah.
the middle, and all you've got is that Bosa chasing him?
I mean, he just needed a yard though. So I mean, that's the
Hell,
thing about Mahomes. He's not your blazing type, but he is a good scrambler who can make plays really well, better than a lot of quarterbacks when he needs to, and he just did. Um, I mean,
you
I
know
don't
what?
know, man. I mean, he's up there. He got three. What does he have? 5 appearances and 3 Super Bowls. And I mean, gosh, he's only what is he? Just 30 now? A little, barely 30.
Yeah, I heard all the jokes this week about how now that he has his third Super Bowl, Tom Brady's going to come out of retirement now, and because he's a little scared.
Yeah, he
But
got a
yeah,
ways to
no,
go. What Tom got like what 7, right? When it's 7?
yeah, 7.
Yeah, I mean that's
But yeah, so just kind of coming back to this play, it just I would think that they would go in some type of, maybe not a goal line stance, but I don't know.
yeah. Just make it where it's not so. I mean, just if you bunch it up and any audibles and hits a tight end down. Okay, so be it. But don't let it be where it's just like he just ran around and there it is. They're
Right.
15 yards. It was just an
Well, and
odd
that's
move.
And that's the thing. They had 4 guys on the line, and they didn't rush. They didn't. Nobody really stayed home,
It's
which
fourth
I
and
get.
one. I mean,
Yeah. Anyway,
I
I
mean,
just wanted to share that. But of course, then Pete
yeah,
Mahomes is gonna, easily
yeah,
get that first down. So
yeah. I remember that play. I was like, God, that was too easy.
yeah,
That's just, and it's like, I mean, why did Wilkes call timeout? Because they have 3 timeouts. Let's call timeout. Let's make sure. I don't think they did. Maybe the Chiefs did. I don't know.
Right.
I think the Chiefs maybe did, but you give Andy Reid and I guess I do wonder, does Nagy get to just luck into this prize job? Because if Andy, I don't think the Chiefs would make a big change. I mean, I really don't think that. But Nagy might be the guy that gets the shot, at least to see for a year or two, because he's familiar and just don't mess it up.
I mean, that's if you're talking about Nagy going as head coach if
Yeah,
Reed
if Reed
retires.
retired, I mean, I don't, I mean, I guess the Spags, he has been a head coach, but I mean, I don't know, and that Nagy still be the off because that Nagy is a pretty good OC, and he learned, of course, he
Sure.
learned a lot from Reed. I think it's going to be if he does, I think it's either Spags or Nagy. Maybe
Yep.
Spags. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, who knows? But Andy Reid, he might just stay put. If it's not,
Yeah,
it's not broke, don't fix it.
I mean, just if he wants to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about that when that comes up. So.
Yeah, and talk about Shanahan. How does he? He's now got that kind of bugaboo that he can't do it down the stretch in the end. He
Right.
has found ways to, and it's now becoming like, oh boy, another one he's going to blow.
Right.
Because he's done so well. Other than that, everywhere he's gone, I mean, he was really good at Atlanta, except the second half, it was just ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah, right. Exactly.
and the Niners, he's been excellent. I mean, and John Lynch, you have to give Lynch has made a lot. Even this year, he made a lot of good moves. Where you saw guys in the game. We talked about Randy Gregory he made some sacks. We saw Chase Young. Those are guys they got like in November or something, and both of them, just guys to add. And I don't know but I don't know how Purdy. I don't know if he just says ho hum one more year or if no, I'm ready to get my big bucks next year. He seems like a down to earth guy. He might do that, but I mean, the next year he'll get his $40 million a year contract. So
sure,
I don't know. So they're going to have to. That's something that they'll have to do with. And then I don't know how much the Young and all those guys. I mean, eventually they got to pay those guys.
Right. Exactly.
Because I think Young was young. He may still be on his rookie deal too.
Yeah. Well, cool. So, kind of tying it back to the Super Bowl here. So, so the final score was 25-22, right? Yeah. At the beginning of the game, I had put a bet down at 60,000-1 odds that the final score was going to be 24-23. And I was starting to feel it when we had some missed extra points and everything. I was starting to feel it. And they got so very close, man. That would have been a nice win.
You had the Chiefs 20, 23, 22, or no?
I had the Chiefs winning 24-23.
And you got that in Vegas when you were there a couple weeks ago?
No. I just did it on a sports betting app.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The offshore stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if they allow that in Texas, but.
Oh, well, the offshore stuff is anybody, but if you want to do it through like MGM or something, no, they don't. Is it allowed in Colorado, like through MGM and stuff?
Yeah. So
it's not allowed in Texas.
No. Okay, I didn't think so because when I was
there's
down
only
there,
I think maybe like 10 states. I think that is allowed.
Yeah, I think I remember that because when I was down there for Christmas, I was trying to get in on some action for the Dolphins Cowboys game, and I remember it denying me because I was not physically in Colorado. So
really, did it? You even said you live in Colorado, and they still didn't let you do it.
Well, every time you log on, you have to have your location services on.
Yeah.
And so they're not gonna let you bet if you're physically in a state where you can't do it. So
yeah, that's why those offshore things. Although every time you do that, you're technically doing something illegal. But I mean, good Lord, they get away. They make millions from that.
Yeah.
Until the guy comes. Till the guy comes to America. I remember there's always those guys that one of the big wigs of one of those things He thought I remember 8 or 10 years ago, he tried to sneak into America and they caught him at like, I don't know, the New York airport or something. And he ended up
Oh
reporting.
wow.
Yeah, he was one of those that started a long time ago and made a lot. He's found millions of dollars. And for
Yeah.
some reason, he thought he could. Those guys, they living in Ohio, I'll get away with it. And they got him. And he went to jail for a long time.
Right. Yeah, you're exactly right. So, but yeah, so then come back to Super Bowl. Uh, basically, how it ended was on the final possession of regulation, the first series of overtime, the 49ers defense just could not stop Patrick Mahomes, who
Yeah.
then would become the Super Bowl MVP. So that
Yeah.
is
Or
how it ends.
that is
And
third MVP. He's won it all 3 times, hasn't he?
I believe so. I believe so.
Which I don't know if he was the MVP this time. I thought, I don't know. I thought the defense did pretty well.
I
You
think,
still,
well, unfortunately, you can't just give it to the defense. It's
I
player,
know.
right?
Yeah.
But no, I totally agree with Patrick Mahomes getting it because that 4th and 1, he easily
Yeah.
gets a first down. He
Yeah.
manages that drive. So
Yeah. I
um,
mean,
I
I
couldn't
guess
think of
throughout the
anybody
game, there
else.
really wasn't anybody that was an obvious, really. I guess
Right.
the for Jennings, the receiver for um, the Niners, was pretty good there, but he kind of fell off in the second half, and I just knew when they field goal the first drive, I'm like, oh boy.
Sure. Right.
That means
Absolutely.
that I was like, they're definitely going to get at least double. They're not going to hold them to elite to no points. So,
Yep. You got it. You
and
got it.
they just went right down the field.
You got it.
I do like the
All
rule
right.
better
So
though, that if they
that,
if they would have scored a touchdown, they would have got a chance to tie it. I like that.
yep, you got it. So that is how the Super Bowl ends. One quick thing I wanted to go over as far as maybe some way too early predictions. Who you got for Super Bowl 59, Sooner?
Oh boy. Hmm. On the spot right now. I'll say what the heck? The Bills finally get over the hump and the Niners make it again.
Okay, so you got Bills and Niners.
The team
I've
that
got
can't close it out.
and this may just have a little bit of bias in it, but I'm going Detroit Lions and Miami Dolphins for next Super
Well,
Bowl.
yeah, that's a little biased, I guess.
But you know what? No, I can back it up. First of
Yeah.
all, that's how the script already has it, right? That's what everybody's been saying this week. But no, in all honesty, I think they can both do it, and that would be something kind of cool to have Dan Campbell reunited back with the Dolphins in the Super Bowl, playing against them, of course, this time. But that's going to be my way too early prediction for the next Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
Well, my way too early prediction is the Cowboys won't do it. So
Yeah, right. We
that's
always predict early round exit for the Cowboys, right?
they'll make it, maybe win a game, but I will never predict them to win two until I actually see it again.
Got to see it to
Because
believe it.
it's been since Switzer was there.
Yep, you got it.
Um,
Well, so I just wanted to go through one last fun thing to end the show here. We were talking a little bit beforehand, and Sooner you were trying to recall maybe what your favorite commercial was in the Super Bowl, and
yeah.
so we've got a few to pick from,
All
and
right.
we can play them all too if you'd like. But we've
Yeah.
got the T-Mobile commercial. We've got with Jason Momoa.
Oh yeah, that wasn't
Yep,
bad. That wasn't
yep.
bad.
And then we've got the what is it? The chips commercial. Why don't we just play a couple here?
Sure, sure.
Yeah, here we go. Let me go ahead and pull these up because they're kind of fun. I don't hate watching them over again because they were
Sure.
pretty good commercials this time around.
Sure. I don't remember what they were saying. Should I be able to hear it? I ain't hearing it.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't hear what he was any of that talking.
No, you couldn't hear it.
No, I remember
Oh,
they're
okay.
singing some song, and
Yeah, okay. Well, for everybody who could hear it, hopefully you did hear it because I should be sharing here. But essentially, that was T-Mobile commercial. Jason Momoa go and the Scrubs guys
yeah,
going
Scrubs. Yeah.
to Flashdance. So
Oh,
Jason,
okay.
he could sing. Apparently, he could dance. And then, of course, we had a throwback to the original cast member in Flashdance on there.
Oh, was that the? Oh, that was the girl that's the
Mhm.
lead. Yeah, and she said you guys could leave them on.
Yeah, yeah. You can leave your shirt off.
Yeah, yeah,
Or do it again with your shirt. There we go. That's what it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you're not able to hear this, but this next one, I won't play him if you're not able to hear him sooner.
Which
But
one is this one?
so this is the Chips with the two old ladies, and the guy takes the last bag off the shelf,
I don't remember this one.
and they like chased him down. Here, I can play it.
Yeah.
It's for Doritos. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Dinamita.
In the scooter. That's pretty good. No,
Yeah.
that
So
looked
I
pretty.
mean,
That looked pretty funny. So the girl, she was just someone in the store.
yeah. Well, that's Jenny Ortega.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, the actress.
she's in
Yeah.
the store with her aunts, and the guy takes the last bag from of Dinamita from the shelves, and so then they, of course, pursue him and chase him down to get that bag.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah, I thought I recognized that girl.
yep, Jenny Ortega from Wednesday and a few other movies.
Yeah,
She
she's
was
done
in,
some other stuff. Yeah.
yeah, she was in the latest Scream movie as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think the last two, but I heard she's not in the newest one that's coming out. She's not going to be in it, but I think she was in the last two, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah, she was. Yeah, and then let's see what, and then here's the the Arnold. Neighbor.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
I
this
like
was
the
great.
Arnold one. Yeah, neighbor. No, it's neighbor. Neighbor.
Neighbor.
Neighbor. Yeah, this was pretty good. The throwback to the twins. I got. Yeah, this is one of the best ones I think.
I love that they had a chopper.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a pretty good one. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, how about that one? That's definitely one of the top ones.
It was I believe it was at least one article I saw where they were rating all the commercials. That was the top
Hmm.
rated. So
Yeah.
it was definitely fun. Definitely fun. I can't remember what this one is.
Oh yeah, he's the. Everyone else is the other team, and
Oh, Cool
oh,
J.
it's with LL Cool J. Yeah. See, this would be like me if, you know, the whole family was like Longhorns and then I was the OU. And then if the
Yeah,
whole family was Coors, they'd not like me either because I don't like Coors. So I'd
that's
probably
right. I
like,
love Cool J.
I would be like, yeah, I don't like Coors Light either. So I don't know. I might not be able to survive in that one.
Oh, and this one I really like.
Oh yeah, they all talk like walking. Yeah,
Yep. Real.
he's a weird looking dude, man. He's awesome though. Look at those
You
crazy faces
know,
he has.
and then Usher.
Oh yeah, aren't you supposed to be someone?
I did really like that one as well. That oh man, there. What I liked about this year with Super Bowls is that there were quite a few good ones.
Yeah, that a little better than some of the years. Not very many, but that's pretty good ones.
Yeah, yeah. So I did like that. What else we got here? Oh yeah, this one was all right. I like the bear with the mullet. Not gonna lie. Oh yeah, and Steve Austin. That was a pretty good one. This one I didn't like so much. I didn't. It was okay, but you know, that was good. Oh, and here we go. Here we go. We've got Budweiser with the dog. I don't know if that was the same dog that was a puppy in the previous commercial, but we got the Clydesdales back. That's a pretty good one. Here we go. I really like this one. It's John Tommy. That one was pretty good. I did enjoy that. Now this is an interesting one. So if you have vision issues, the Google Pixel 8, I think it is, will help you. position photos. Yeah, that's pretty good one. Yeah. So anyway, that's some of the Super Bowl commercials. All right, Sooner, what was your favorite commercial?
I think I got to go with the two little ladies chasing the chip guy. I think that was number one. I do like the State Farm with the twins. That was good. Um, and yeah, and so those are probably my two favorites. I thought they were both really good.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I as far as just my personal like, my I think my top 3 in order were, probably Christopher Walken, number 1, and then number 2 was the, Dunkin' Donuts, the
Oh
Dunk
yeah,
Kings, yeah,
yeah,
with Aflac, Tom Brady, Matt Damon, J-Lo, and then The Good Neighbor. That was,
yeah. Those are yeah.
those were my top 3, I think I gotta say, so.
Yeah, it's that this year was a little better than some of the past, I think.
Yeah. But I did like the Budweiser too. I mean, you put a
Yeah,
Clydesdale and a dog in the same commercial, and I'm gonna like that hands
sure,
down. So,
sure, absolutely.
well, anyway, well, thank you all very much for joining us. And you know what? We love you, but we got to go, as Keemer would say.
Peace.
So,
See you guys
thanks, Sooner.
later,
We'll
dude.
see you soon.
See you, man.